Right now, our Indonesia Success Academy is in full swing. And even though we haven't held the grand opening ceremony in Indonesia yet, it seems that an incredibly large number of people have gathered. I received some on-site photos, and so many people have already gathered. In the front row, for instance, people are just sitting on the floor. Just like in Gangnam Apartments, if you sit on newspapers, it becomes a big hit. So I wonder how Atomy has already become so popular even before entering the country. This is because our products are paving the way in the market. Before our Atomy business enters, our products are already appealing to the citizens of that country in terms of quality and price, making it worth trying. I believe that if you do business with such products, there is a strong conviction that it is truly worth trying, as the product itself can convey that message. Products that require detailed explanations about their contents typically struggle to expand into the market on their own. This is Kim Seong-hyun from MBC News. So I have to follow them around and explain the products. In such cases, it cannot be like Atomy. However, Atomy had not yet reached a stage where products could be aggressively launched before the business operators arrived. Despite this, we made the strategic decision to enter the U.S. market because products were already flowing into the U.S. market due to increasing demand and interest from consumers. This influx was driven by the unique value proposition and quality of Atomy's products, which resonated well with the American audience. Nevertheless, we faced several challenges, such as understanding local regulations and establishing a reliable distribution network, which required careful planning and execution. So, our leader business operators in Korea are having a really hard time purchasing products in Korea, repackaging them, and then sending them to the United States. So, rather than doing it that way, we could take the containers and store them in a warehouse in the United States, set up computers there, and deliver directly from there, which would alleviate some of the burdens on our business operators. In this way, we hurriedly expanded into the United States. As a result, Atomy is still seeing products flowing into countries where we have not yet entered, even though we are trying to prevent it. Therefore, working for a company that pioneers the market with its products is truly worth pursuing. Therefore, Atomy has become a contributing company domestically, but it is gaining recognition in overseas markets and is a company that can grow significantly. I've been quite busy lately. You know the Jonggan and the interchange in Gwangju, right? A groundbreaking ceremony for the Orot food cluster has been held nearby. The mayor of Gwangju and the chairperson of the Gwangju City Council came to celebrate together. And it's quite a large factory, isn't it? And inside, we now have our masters of taste. Those masters of taste will come and produce. So, rather than directly engaging in manufacturing, since the masters of taste are creating products in restaurants or small food factories, the standardization of hygiene and quality is not being effectively achieved. So, this standardization allows us to create a system where we can map out and have the packaging line in the center of the factory for shared use. This way, you can enjoy the food made by the masters of taste from all over the country who have been creating food with honesty right from the comfort of your home. So there are about 10 to 20 companies that will enter the designated spaces and produce directly there to supply us. This is the kind of food cluster we are establishing. So, the reason we are trying to avoid direct involvement in manufacturing, as much as possible, is that when we invest in manufacturing and initially set up a factory, if another company develops truly new technology and creates a superior product compared to ours, we would face significant concerns about handling that superior product. Why? The factory we built ourselves, there arises the question of whether we can replace it with a better product just because it is being closed. These days, As technology is developing so rapidly, we have the concept that it is much better not to establish our own production facilities in order to always supply you with the absolute best quality. Previously, the concept was that it was better to produce directly and sell directly, which is a somewhat outdated way of thinking. Moving forward, we will establish a system that quickly selects only the most advanced products to supply to you. And the Dreamy School is being established with the intention of properly educating the next generation. The reason I thought of this school is that there is no social consensus that receiving education makes a person kinder or more honest. What do you think? Does receiving more education make someone kinder and more honest? There is a common issue where people nod in agreement that those who have learned more should be kinder and more honest, yet they observe that those who have learned a lot often take advantage of others. So let's try an education that allows us to become more honest and kinder by learning more. So, with the idea of providing education that can change the essence of individuals, we are starting a school, together with several like-minded teachers. A foundation has now also been established in India. Anyway, since a foundation has been established that can issue donation receipts, it seems that we will be able to make a substantial investment in the orphanage school. Thank you. So, in a way, we can say that over the past 10 years, a system that generates income has been created through the company Atomy. It will take about 10 years to create a system that can effectively and efficiently use this money for the benefit of the nation, humanity, and society. So, when this expanding system and the utilized system create synergy, it will yield tremendous results. So, during this time, we must make our efforts valuable. So, it's not about making money at the expense of others. Rather, it should be about providing opportunities and benefits to someone while earning. So, at Atomy, purchasing these daily necessities is more beneficial than buying them elsewhere. It is advantageous for consumers. Why? Because they can buy better products at lower prices. At the same time, it provides our business partners with opportunities to work, which is also beneficial. And now, companies that produce such products also benefit. So it is important to ensure that this value chain operates well, allowing them to earn money while also creating value. So it's important to consider where the money is coming from when providing allowances to you. If allowances are being given by swiping a card from your pocket, then someone is becoming a victim. Some people will have to pay off that card in installments for 10 months while being told they can make money. Meanwhile, the sponsors at the top are quickly dividing that money among themselves, and those at the bottom have to repay it in installments. This kind of situation, which promises quick money, ultimately harms someone. However, the way we provide you with allowances comes from the sales of these products, which occur in discount stores, TV home shopping, or online shopping malls. Since people are purchasing from Atomy instead of those places, both the buyers benefit and you can receive allowances as well. This means that no one is losing money for you to gain. That is crucial. This is important. So, the reason why multi-level marketing has been criticized and not recognized by people until now is that when you first join, there is an entry fee. To receive a favorable commission, you have to generate a certain amount of sales, which sets up a commission structure. This means you are encouraged to charge 1 million won or 2 million won on your card. Of course, for those who have 1 million or 2 million won, it might be nothing. However, for truly struggling individuals, I have also experienced tough times. I once started an online department store that went bankrupt, and I was living in a 500,000 won monthly rent room. My wife went out and earned 1.5 million won a month, which we used to pay the 500,000 won rent and cover the children's school fees. During that time, a single 10,000 won bill felt incredibly precious in our household. There were times when I would struggle with whether to spend 100K won or not, go to a discount store, picking something up, putting it down, and picking it up again. How is it that none of you here have ever experienced those times? There may be some people like that among us. I also had such times. At that time, 100,000 won a month was really a huge amount of money. However, for example, swiping 1,780,000 won on a card or spreading it over 10 months is nothing, but you have to pay back 200,000 won each month later. Then, if you add maintenance costs of about 100,000 won, it results in an additional monthly expense of 300,000 won. This can become really difficult as people come here to earn money, but while there are some skilled individuals, there are many more who lack skills. These people think they can earn money quickly, but because they end up having to bear an additional burden of 300,000 won each month, it can lead to a very challenging situation. If Atomy were to provide allowances with such money, it would be unethical. So, what we created is Atomy, which is a system that absolutely does not operate that way. Before this, all companies were like that. However, such companies all fail 100%. At first, it seems like money comes quickly, but those who can scrape by soon hit a limit in South Korea. Then, if those people do not come and scratch, the organization begins to collapse. Then those people all rush to the new place, emphasizing that the first 3 years are important, and they start building anew there. Then this is how the organization completely collapses. As a result, all network marketing companies that existed in South Korea have gone bankrupt. So most of the companies that relied on sales and swiped their cards have all gone bankrupt. So Atomy was indeed thoroughly preventing sales from happening by holding a strict betting competition. Other companies encouraged sales, but Atomy blocked them from making sales. Why? In order to avoid failure and successfully continue, Atomy is at present providing a healthy direction to many companies. So, it shows the example that network marketing can work even when good products are sold at low prices. Fortunately, among the companies following Atomy, a few healthy businesses have emerged. There are now several very good companies. I believe that is a very desirable direction. I hope that around 5 to 10 companies similar to Atomy will emerge in Korea. This is something I have been advocating since the early days of the company. Atomy is a publicly traded company. Its financial statements are fully disclosed. In the case of Centafai, about 2% of the total sales revenue is actually going out. About 2% goes out, and there are two methods. If you operate the center yourself, there are very efficient aspects. There are efficient aspects when it comes to large centers. Initially, I kept urging the leaders who created large centers not to do so if possible. Therefore, it is better for small centers to enter into neighborhoods. Of course, since we were going small, there was actually a downside that the appearance wasn't very good. However, with over 1,000 of these establishments spread throughout the neighborhood, it is beneficial for the local residents to engage in business. Housewives can briefly step out to attend seminars while also taking care of their babies. So there are pros and cons to all of these situations. Instead, by renting out a large venue like this one today and providing it to you free of charge, so we are actually supporting the operation of such a massive seminar, and these costs, in fact, amount to several billion annually. You can think of it as a large center. Did you all pay to come today? Or did you just come? Did you just come? Originally, you should be paid a speaker's fee. However, I have set it up so that I absolutely cannot receive the speaker's fee and cannot sell the tape. In any case, there are several issues with network marketing that have been addressed. Network marketing should be considered as a retirement plan for you. Even if I don't bring someone who can generate 1.92 million won today, there should be spontaneous sales happening. And from there, continuous income should keep rising. But does a 1.92 million won investment just rise on its own? Do people with 2 million won or 3 million won sales cards just appear out of nowhere? Or do we have to go out and charm them, talk to them to make them come? You have to do something to get ahead. But are you in the hospital? Were you sick? Did you die? Can't you take care of your children? Then it just cuts off. However, Atomy is truly something that is needed in its entirety from the beginning. Just buy the products. Only buy as much as you will consume. Never buy in excess. If you bet, you won't be left alone. Since we have built this as a consumer organization, it may seem very slow in some ways, but those consumers are people who continue to use the products because they are cheap and good, even if I step back or if I am in the hospital due to illness. They are composed of people who say they cannot live without those products, which means this is not labor income, but system income. Therefore, it becomes a plan for my retirement. However, the problem is that even if you act as gently as Atomy, there are a few wolves that can lead some confused sheep astray. The confused sheep tend to follow the wolves. Therefore, it is crucial to clearly identify these situations. Just because someone tells you to swipe your card and that you can make money without harming others, does that mean there are really many people making money? Or are there more people who are not making money? There are definitely more people who are not making money. As this accumulates, people start to engage in multi-level marketing. Therefore, you must have a kind heart that absolutely does not want to harm others, even if it means I might suffer or die. You should think that you will never take money that causes someone else pain. Such people do not perish. The ones who suffer are those who, regardless of whether others are hurt, greedily grasp what they can. Everyone, please don't borrow money, even if it's difficult. Borrowing money and such is a habit. If it's difficult, just deal with it as it is. Just keep running. At Atomy, I am threatening to punish both the lenders and the borrowers. Like, it requires a determination to truly hit rock bottom and then stand up firmly from there. This is especially true for those who are struggling. I really went through a very tough time. I couldn't work because of Kang Kyung-hwa's diabetes, and my sister offered to help with the children's tuition, but it was hard to accept. She asked for my bank account number, and I said, okay, I'll try to manage until my sister can help. Once, at church, the pastor called me into his office and handed me an envelope. It was for helping families in extreme poverty. They gave me 500,000 won, but I can't tell you how much cold sweat I broke out in because I have thought about donating to the church. But I have never even dreamed of receiving help from the church. The pastor says he will help with that. It was when the children's school meal fees were overdue. Was it 130,000 won or 170,000 won? I really appreciated the help and used it well. I did use it well, but I was really sweating a lot from my back. However, later on, I paid it back with billions. I didn't feel regret, even while continuously making donations. Why? That 500,000 won back then feels more valuable to me now than several billion one. I'm truly grateful for that. So if you receive several 100,000 one somewhere, think of it as a way to repay several billion. Therefore, you may face various difficulties. As you go through life, if you resolutely overcome challenges and stand up again, you will truly have stories to tell later. Even in such situations, I can confidently say that I will never give up and will stand tall like a successful person. Actually, I happened to stop by suddenly, so my thoughts were a bit disorganized, but I am glad to meet you like this. Anyway, Atomy is truly a company that follows the right path, and there is currently a tremendous wave in Indonesia while progress in China is going well. The officials of Entai-City are currently moving around, directly appealing to the Beijing Ministry of Commerce to expedite the approval for Atomy. And there is the Zhonghan industrial complex in Entai-City. We will need to build a factory there, and then we will probably have to construct an auditorium that can accommodate tens of thousands of people. Because the population of China is enormous. Therefore, in Korea, our headquarters will also have an auditorium that can accommodate about 1,800 people. Then, for this one-day seminar, there will be about 2,500 people at Holma B&H and around 1,800 to 2,000 people there. If we have about 5,000 people at the Orot factory, I believe we can really solve the magnet issue for everyone. I will conclude the lecture.